Okay, so we started the case. I showed you how I go into the shoulder. I showed you how I created the posterior portal for the camera, and it's now I've since created an anterior portal. There it is. There's a little metal tube. See these little tubes? We call them cannulas. They allow tools to be put in and out of the shoulder joint. And this is what I found so far. So ball, femoral head, glenoid, and biceps. That's that structure right over here. But this patient was having pain in the front of the shoulder, anterior shoulder pain. So when people have anterior shoulder pain, you got to look at the anterior shoulders because that's probably where the problem is at. And there's a structure right here. It's called the Subscapularis. It's a tendon right in front of the screen, and it's torn. There it is. You can see that tear right there. It's a beautiful example of a tear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this frayed tissue here with something like this and do some other cleaning, and then I'm going to reattach it to the bone up here. Subscapularis repair part 1. Thank you. I'm going to skewer this subscap here, right about there. I'm going to pass a double up suture into it. There we go. Like this. We're going to do that a couple ways. This is what I'm using to pass those sutures. It's a doubled up, non-absorbable braided type suture. It's very strong in terms of pound test, probably like 100-pound test suture, and then this device grabs and penetrates. That's what we're going to do. If you watch on the screen, you're going to see how it works. Grab and penetrate. Let me hold this up. Let's find a good spot here. And we're going to go under the mouth one. Right there. Boom. That's good. Pass the loop and then we take it out. So we don't, and then we lock it. Thanks. There we go. Good. Great. Thanks. Good. And pull. Nice. Good. Now I got my angle. I'm going to tension it a little bit more once I get down there. So you can go ahead and just
Yep.
the procedure. We're putting in this cushion type anchor. It's like an arrow. The sutures that I passed are being dragged into the hole along with this anchor. There are the threads. So before I do the final locking in, I pull on the sutures and make sure they're tight. You look at here, please. So there is what I was just putting in. These are the sutures that are being dragged into the bone. I'm tensioning them one at a time. Make sure that they are nice and that they're tight. And then if you go back to the screen, I'm going to hand it back for a piece. And then just a little bit more. And then finalize it by locking in those sutures deep into the bone. So what I'm going to do now, that should be in. So what I'm going to do now is disengage this device. Focus. And I will check my repair. And I will check my repair. And there it is right there. Nice and tight. And subscapularis is this tendon right over here. It's in the front of the shoulder, and it's tied back to bone. It's pretty solid. Thank you. Subscapularis repair. Great, that's Mora here. I just finished doing subscapularis repair. As you can see here, my scope is still aiming at the glenohumeral joint. That's where we started the case, the glenohumeral joint. But now I'm actually interested in going underneath the acromion into the subacromial space. So what I do is There's a couple ways to do it. One way is just back it up, go like this, feel the bone, and slide right in. Okay, because it's an empty space. Nothing's going to be harmed as long as you're under the acromion. So just like that, I know I'm in the subacromial space. And when you look at the screen, spinally looking, you don't see anything, because that's the way it is when you first go into the subacromial space. There's really not a lot to see because it's bursa. There it is. There's your bursa tissue. And if you look down here again, I just put a spinal needle in. I'm aiming it underneath the acromion once again. So it's going underneath the acromion. I'm triangulating with my camera. I know the tip of my camera is about here. So then I aim my needle there. And then I go here, I find my needle, and then I know I can see the movement of my needle here. My needle is in this bursa right here. I know it's going to be a good spot. So what I do now is I make a tiny nick, like that, a very tiny nick. I open up the nick with a little instrument called a snap, and I put in a little burner. I put in my burner, and now we go to the top again. You'll see, I look for my burner. Takes a little time to do this. It's going to be in here, and I will start removing this bursa tissue now.